And the last one, Romans 10. This is a passage where the Bible is, Paul quotes Joel from the Old Testament. He's talking about salvation, how to be saved, what must a person do to be saved. And he says this, everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. Okay? Now, you got to understand, what does calling on the name of the Lord mean? It is not at 9:10 on a Friday morning in geometry class when you haven't studied and the test is about to begin that you ask God to help you on the geometry test. That's not calling on the name of the Lord. That is you being lazy, not studying. Although you can study and still pray about it. That might be good. It is something bigger than that. Call upon, trust upon, rely on the name of the Lord. But he says this, everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. That was in the Old Testament, and it's repeated now in the New Testament. So it's still valid for us. Then Paul jumps back in, writing to the Romans after quoting Jesus, after quoting Joel. How then can they call on the one in whom they have not believed? How can they believe if the one of whom they have not heard? How can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can anyone preach unless they are sent? The steps there. How can I call on the name of the Lord if I don't know who the Lord is? Nobody's ever told me. Well, if somebody's going to tell me, how can they do that if nobody's ever sends them? See that progression? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring the good news. If you're bringing the gospel, like Women of the Word is bringing the gospel to women in our community, the Bible talks about that. They have the authority to do that. Jesus has given us the authority. Go and make disciples.